guys. Happy Witchy Wednesday. Yes, it's kind of crazy again today. I don't know the inspiration behind this. Actually, yes I do. Bows. Louis Vuitton bows on shoes. That's the inspiration for that. So, alright, tarot time. So, still going through Power Tarot. Still going through it. It's just all this information that I had no idea that I actually knew. But it's all good. It's all very good. I have to get comfortable. Okay, so how tarot works. How does it work? Do you guys know? Do you guys have any clue? No? Oh, my psychiatrist's phone number. Sorry. She's a nice lady. So. Okay, archetypes and synchronicity. There. I think I'm put in. I think my charger is connected properly. I hope. So if I just kind of die in the middle of the video, it's because my charger didn't connect to my brain right. So. I feel like I'm something from space. I've got that embedded in my mind, that I have come from space. As much as I tell people on here that I come from space, I'm starting to believe it myself. It's okay. It's okay, right? Nothing wrong with that. So, how tarot works. Did I ask you guys if you know how it works already? Alright, archetypes and synchronicity. Again, this is an amazing book, Power Tarot by Trish McGregor and Phyllis Vega. Vega. So I do highly recommend getting this book, just for your own brain. So, alright, archetypes and synchronicity. The 22 cards of the major arcana constitute a world as exotic and complex as any foreign culture you will ever encounter. And yet, once you understand that the majors depict archetypes that are common to each of us, they don't seem quite as strange. Do you guys know what an archetype is? An archetypal energy? No? An archetypal energy is a collective consciousness of a group of energies. Archetypes, like for instance, the world. That is an archetypal energy. Something that is a part of the entire human consciousness, like the lovers, death, the world, the devil, cards, tarot cards. So, those are archetypal energies. So, archetypes breathe within the collective unconsciousness of the human race. They are found in mythology, folklore, fairy tales, legends, hallucinations. Keep all of this in mind. Keep all of this in mind, especially the hallucinations, when exploring different entities that I will not talk about anymore. Hallucinations, fantasies, and dreams. They connect us despite vast differences in language, culture, religious, and political beliefs. So therefore it transcends all of humankind, everything that we know. Archetypal energy. An archetypal symbol would be like a heart. Everybody, that's universal for love. The peace sign, I think, is universal for peace. I hope. I really hope. So, an example of an archetype would be the wise old man or woman in a dream who offers advice or guidance. So in tarot, the wise old man is the hermit who goes within for his answers. The alchemist. And his female equivalent is the high priestess. So, we have the sacred marriage, the reunion, and yes, I'm taking a quote from Karen. I love you too much. I can't not quote you. You just connect, and I love it. So, the Swiss psychologist, Carl Jung. I love him. If you guys can, get Genesis, from the Spiritist point of view by Allan Kardec. amazing. Amazing. Anything by Carl Jung or Allan Kardec. Incredible. So Jung believed that archetypes often manifest through startling coincidences, which he called synchronicities in his brilliant preface to the Richard Wilhelm. Oh my God. What is going on? Dismiss. I don't know what that was. I don't know if you guys heard that. So, where did I go? Okay, addition to the I Ching, Jung wrote, synchronicity takes the coincidence of events in space and time as meaning something more than mere chance, namely a peculiar interdependence of objective events among themselves as well as the subjective or psychic states of the observers or observers. So you guys get that? Makes sense? It makes perfect sense to me. I love it. So Jung was referring specifically to the fall of the yarrow sticks, or coins in the I Ching. The principles of synchronicity lies at the heart of any divination system. For when you toss the coins or lay out the cards, they form a pattern, instinct to that moment. So you'll never get the same thing again. That is instinct to that specific moment in time. The pattern, as Jung points out, is meaningful only if you are able to read and verify the interpretation through your own knowledge of the subjective and objective situations as well as the unfolding of the subsequent events. So as long as everything is making sense to you within that reading, then the synchronicities throughout the archetypes ring true to you. Your reading goes on. So as an example of such as synchronicity happened when a neighbor asked us to pull some cards on whether she was pregnant. She felt that she might be, but thought it could be wishful thinking. We did several spreads, but none of the traditional pregnancy cards showed up. Empress, Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, Ace of Swords. I get the Empress. Yeah, the Empress with Venus, right? She's with the Venus symbol. I get her when I either see miscarriages or pregnancy. So, her 5-year-old son was in the room with us and asked if he could draw a card. We fanned the deck face down on the table and he plucked out... What card do you guys think that little boy, 5-year-old, plucked out? The Empress. Sure enough, a week later, the pregnancy was verified for that woman by that woman's doctor. This is synchronicity in action. For that single moment when her son picked his card, the Empress was the one in 78 that could give her the definite answer she asked for, and her son chose it. I love it. I love synchronicities. Don't look for them. If you don't look for them, they pop out like crazy. So, within spell work too, you'll notice, say, and for instance, not for instance, but for Aphrodite, she will show herself. Nothing's falling today. Everything's fine. It's not that windy. So she does show herself through, if I'm working with a client, Aphrodite will show herself to my client, to me. She'll speak to me. She'll come to me. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So, I love that story. I love that story. The 5-year-old son picked the Empress. A very good story. So, most of us experience synchronicities but tend to shrug them off as meaningless until we understand their importance in the overall scheme of things. But if, as psychiatrist David Bohm suggests, all things are connected at the quantum level, then we'd better pay attention to these apparent coincidences. They'd alert us to certain patterns that are operating in our lives. So I'm sure you guys can go back and you guys can think of something that has taken place before something bad has happened, or something even good. Our mind is very good at remembering what people have done for us, but it's very selective as to what we remember, as to what good we have done for others. So, a striking example of synchronicity happened to a friend of ours who is a writer. She has an affinity for tree frogs. Okay, that's synchronicity right there. I love tree frogs. All of you know how much I post about my tree frogs. On my public page, I always post my tree frogs. I have saved all my tree frogs on my phone. I love my tree frogs. I have one right here. I love my frogs. I am a frog person. Synchronicity? Oh, big time. I love it. So, she has an affinity for tree frogs. Consider them lucky. Yes, they are very lucky. I love them. And their little bellies, when they're clinging to the window at night, I love it. I love to see their little bellies. I just want to tickle them. So, I love that. I love that. Alright, where did I go? Okay, and whenever one hops into her house, she is sure she will hear good news shortly. That is very cool. Very cool. Alright, so, but one afternoon she found a small tree frog. Oh, caught in the edge of a screen door. Whoa. That can coincide with my story. My father smashed one in the screen. The window. I felt really bad for him. When she opened the door to free it, she saw that its rear leg was broken. She felt the key word was broken. So, that she would shortly hear that some tie in her life had been broken. The next morning, her agent told her that her publisher had passed on a recent submission. Coincidence? No, there's no such word in tarot. So, that's why I just totally and completely disregard everything. If somebody says, oh, that's just coincidence. No, it's not. No, it's not. Synchronicity. Amazing. Especially when you can finish somebody else's sentence and it coincides. Synchronicity with the others. It just comes together perfectly. It's seriously amazing. And I was actually thinking of synchronicities all day and yesterday and today, this morning, answering questions on synchronicity. So listen up. God, you can see my crow's feet. I'm not smiling anymore. Resting bitch face on. So, look for the, don't look for synchronicities, guys. They will show themselves. If you just completely dismiss it, and then you see something, and it totally and 100%, without a doubt, correlates with what you are doing, such as, say, Aphrodite. I can't do the one eye wink that well. Me and my dog go back and forth. He'll wink the opposite eye that I do, and then we'll blink, and he'll blink. It's a love-hate relationship. It is. So, synchronicities are amazing. They let you know that you're on the right path, that you should be here, that you're learning and you're growing, and they're just like big giant signposts. So that's how I feel about synchronicities, and how deeply I feel about synchronicities, and that people should be very, very aware of them, and that there is nothing is coincidental. Nothing. Spirit brings everything together at the right time, all the right people. Very true. Very true. So, alright, fortune telling, forecasting, or divination. What do all these words mean? Why? So, the primary difference. Well, first, you guys know what the difference is between fortune telling, forecasting, or divination? Yeah? I think a lot of you do. I think a lot of you do, because a lot of you are very, 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 very smart. So, here is what this book says. The primary difference among these three is semantics. They are basically one and the same. You draw cards, you interpret them, and make prediction based on the patterns you see. the word fortune telling has had a bad rep. Thanks in part to the media's depiction of card readers as your standard New Age weirdos, somehow the word divination has a loftier connotations, probably because of its derivation, whatever that word is, from the word divine. The term forecasting, however, is the most respectable of the three. Forecasters. Where have you guys heard that word? Where have you guys heard forecasters? Who is a forecaster? A weather forecaster? A meteorologist? So, after all the people who tell us where a hurricane might hit, what stocks will be hot, what future trends will be. And trends, I think, personally, trends, anything that becomes a trend, is all decided by a bitchy gay guy sitting at home behind his computer, tapping. And it's not me. Far from it. But if I can start a trend with the hair, I think that'd be cool. Now, I would like to start a trend that it's cool to be good to your parents and your family. That is the trend that I want to spread. Love. And love is not a trend. So, the truth is that regardless of which term you prefer, we're all curious about what tomorrow may bring. Nothing's ever set in stone, so we cannot know for sure. We can have a very good idea, but say something just, I don't know, say I drew a card last night that said I would come into some money today. Say I didn't do a thing today and didn't go anywhere, I stayed in bed. I had altered my course of action, so I did not get that money. Whatever way it would have come to me. I could have. I still could have. You never know. So, very interesting stuff, isn't it? Very interesting stuff. It's very hard to take that long with a drink. So, okay, the tarot itself may not give you names or dates. No, never. But like weather forecasters, the tarot alerts you to the patterns in the past that have influenced patterns in the present. And it pinpoints patterns which may be operating in the future. So it's all up to you. It's all up to you to follow those patterns to make sure that what you have predicted or forecasted comes into being. So, suppose the key card in a particular reading is the Fool. All of us have experienced his wild enthusiasm, those magical moments when we leap into something with such unbridled glee that we don't worry about the consequences. The Fool is what Abraham Maslow, the father of humanistic psychology, might refer to as a peak moment, a brief but intense euphoria that rises from the knowledge that we are all connected to something larger and more vast than we had supposed. Do you guys ever get those feelings when you're meditating? That is exactly how I feel every time I Ouija or channel. I feel euphoric. I feel bliss. I feel peace. I feel awesome. I feel rejuvenated. I feel energized. I feel healthy. It's amazing. So the Fool is evidence of David Bohm's intricate order. He is the three little pigs on their way out into the world. He is Pocahontas when she sings about the color of the wind. He is us when we were 18 and believed we owned the world. He is us at 35 or 50 or 70, empowered by his eagerness to embrace the next phase of the journey, whatever it may be. Very cool. Very cool. And this is as far as I'm going to go with this book for today. I like that. I think that is very key right here. So, where did I go? I forget where I went. Oh, okay. Empowered by his eagerness to embrace the next phase of the journey, whatever it may be. Okay, As the key card in a spread, the Fool says, you are about to embark on a magnificent journey in which time literally has no meaning at all. It can be a physical or metaphorical journey. It might be a love affair. It might be as simple as glimpsing at a splendid rainbow in the sky some evening and being so filled with wonder, with the emotion, it spills over into the rest of your life. The Fool is archetypal. His history is as old as man. Is that not cool? Is that not cool? So that was fortune telling, forecasting, or divination. And I just think that is amazing. Seriously amazing. So snapshots and stories. What does that mean? Do you guys know? I don't. Honestly, I don't. So, okay, snapshots. I cannot talk. Snapshots and stories. The definitions of the majors are easy to remember. Think of them as snapshots of an individual and a collective journey. The trick is to piece them together into a story, to find the thread that connects them. The golden thread, which is very alchemical. So are you seeing alchemical woven through the tarot with the major arcana? Alright. Okay, it's not enough to tell someone that he or she is about to go through some heavy changes. You may have to be able to tell the person something about those changes and how they will impact his or her life. So this is where the majors are extremely helpful. A single major, as in the example of our neighbor's son, provides an intimate, piercing glimpse of someone else's life. It might take several spreads of minors to glean the same information. And yet without minor arcana cards, all we had was the single piercing glimpse of the truth. Our neighbor was definitely pregnant. Several minor arcana cards have told us whether the pregnancy was going to be easy or difficult, how it might affect the structure of her family, even whether she would have the same obstetrician for the entire pregnancy. The majors and minors work together. I do need glasses as a demographic whole. So do you guys see how the minor and the major cards work together? Fascinating. I think it's so fascinating. So it's through this cooperative spirit that they tap David Bohm's implicate order and enable the reader to interpret the pattern and tell a story. So it's really a story. You piece it together with your mind, and the story runs. So that's my suggestion would be to, if you're new to tarot, take your major cards, keep those, work on those first, learn the definitions, memorize them, write your own definitions down. What do they mean to you? What do you feel about that card? How does it make you feel? Why? Ask yourself all these questions. Why does it make me feel like? Why does this card make me feel happy? What is it? What imagery am I seeing? So amazing. And you will eventually have your very own system of reading the tarot cards, just like I do. So amazing. So that is how the majors and the minors work together. Very, very neat. So self-knowledge. This is a good one. So integral to your work with the tarot is the quest for self-knowledge, which empowers you. So if your divination system is not empowering you, if your spiritual practices, if your faith is not empowering you, why are you doing it? I wouldn't be doing anything that is not empowering to myself. So to learn the cards, you have to first you have to read first for yourself, I guess. I can't read for me with my own tarot cards. I have got to use the board or direct channeling. So when you do that often enough, you begin to notice that certain cards keep coming up. So these are the patterns that are probably prevalent in your life at that moment. So what is going on inside your head is what you are you are attracting that energy. Just like with the Ouija, it's the same concept, very same concept. You are attracting that energy to you at that moment in your life. So let's suppose the 3 cards that appear most frequently over a period of several days or weeks are the 8 of Cups. What do you guys think the 8 of Cups means? Oh, I just lost my page. Wow. Oh, okay. The 8 of Cups, the Hierophant, and the 10 of Swords. The first card talks about walking away from something that is finished. It is a conscious decision to turn away from a person or a situation that no longer satisfies your needs. The second card addresses established organizations or structures. Religion, family, court, hospital, cooperation, anything that exists within strictly defined perimeters. So legal systems, everything that I just said. The creed, the religion, staying within conforming to society. Okay, the third card also concerns endings. But in this instance, it seems to be thrust upon you from an external source. It spells the end of a cycle, so not necessarily death. It could mean the end of, literally, a woman's cycle. I firmly believe that men have a time of the month, so it could be that too. It's very scary too. So, but how do you put this all together? What is the pattern depicted by these 3 cards? One possible interpretation might be that you keep encountering challenges with mainstream belief systems. You want to walk away from your church or your marriage or the company you work for, but you can't seem to muster the courage to do so on your own. So circumstances take care of it for you. Your religious beliefs prove to be flawed. Your spouse walks out. You're fired from your job. This doesn't happen just once. It happens repeatedly. The situation may vary, but the pattern is the same. I see a lot of patterns there with myself, too. A lot of that is very universal, archetypal, synchronistic. So that actually does, that's very synchronistic to me. Isn't that cool? I honestly think it's very, very cool. So yeah, that gives you a chance to go inside, do your shadow self work, and change those patterns for the better, to literally transform the negativity into positivity. That is true alchemy. So, you begin to ask yourself, how can you change this pattern and improve your life? You take the first step into self-knowledge and empowerment. As you become more proficient with the cards, you begin to read for other people. By reading for others, your self-knowledge expands. Self-knowledge and empowerment are instinct to the tarot. I just love it. I love that. So, Maslow has a term for our search for who we are, and that is self-actualization. And this is actually very synchronistic to me, because last night I was watching, I don't know if you guys know about the Spiritist movement. That is very new. I did not think it was new, but it is. Allan Kardec started the Spiritist movement, and not the one from Lilydale. That was founded differently. So I've been very heavily into, say for instance, Spiritist view on just different aspects of life. Spiritist view on suicide. Spiritist view on love, on gratitude. So I can see all of this pouring out into my own work, my own writings. It's cool. So that self-actualization. The more conscious we are, the more clearly we perceive how we can reach our full potential. The clearer something appears to us, the better equipped we are to change the behaviors and patterns that block the attainment of what we want. Tarot is a tool through which we experience bombs. Implicate order. It is synchronicity in its purest form, the visual depiction of Zheng's collective unconsciousness. It is you, turned inside out. Use it wisely. How cool is that? Seriously, how cool is that? So that was all about snapshots and stories, self-knowledge, fortune-telling, forecasting and divination, archetypes and synchronicity. So I think that is very cool. Very, very cool. My book took a turn for, I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse. I think that chapter has to go because it turned into a horror novel. It did. It really did. It turned into a horror novel, and I'm not going to do that. I kind of reread it, that chapter that came from me, and I thought, what would, like, the people that I care about the most, closest to me, how would they feel if I put that out to be published? Not yet. That'll be in another book. So just very cool, very cool. And Lucifer, whoever you are, you're playing your role very well on here. You're amazing, seriously. Don't change the name. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I don't know why. I don't know why. So, alright guys. That is Witchy Wednesday. Synchronicities. So, look for those synchronicities. Don't look for them. Don't, go outside and look and look and look and look for synchronicities. Just let it happen naturally. Don't force it. It's best when it just comes and it happens. And then you'll start to see more and more and more and more. So. Can't believe how many of you like that passion for fashion video. Wow. Wow. That was intense. I got a lot of very good feedback from you guys. But I love it. I love how you guys just love the fashion. And it has become an integral part of my life. Fashion within my artwork, which would be Ouija. I can't Ouija without black fingernails, or rings, or jewelry. It makes me feel good when I go sit down to Ouija, or do any kind of spiritual work. It makes me feel more empowered, more myself, more in my center. And it's just so empowering, amazing. So, I'm burning myself. So, really need to stop smoking. So, alright guys, I hope you like this one. I know it's not very visual, except for I don't know what's going on up here, but I just really thought that synchronicity with that chapter. But again, get the book Power Tarot. Trish McGregor and Phyllis Vega. Get the book. Amazing. So, I will see you all tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys stay safe. Happy birthday to all of you that have a birthday today. I love you all, and thank you guys for watching. I'm so tired. All my love to you guys. All my love. And it's cold again, so. Alright guys. Big sis, thank you. Thank you. You guys would not believe the coffee cups I have. I love them. I love them. So thank you guys. So, I will see you all tomorrow. And thank you for watching. And yeah. Alright. I'm done. I'm gonna shut up. So, I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.